underway. First point, and it's going to be in the tower. Lots of places to get blown up here, and well, you see that from the route the Titans take, they're definitely not expecting to see any Pharah play. Someone was on the Soldier, but I highly doubt he's going to be staying on it. He's hightailing it back over to spawn.
Oh, going to sprint back there. One of the better Zarya players in the league, so he is going to be on that, and we have very similar compositions. Of note, though, Unko, the Dallas Fuel flex support, is on the Ana. Twilight, the flex support for the Titans, going to be on Zenyatta.
Going to be on Zenyatta. So a bit of an edge there in terms of dropping these big HP tanks with that Discord Orb. It's all about just getting that additional 30% damage. You focus that guy down, you burn him, you blitz him, and then you collect the win. That's how it usually works.
But Ana's very good at keeping those tanks alive. So it's just the different stylistic play. Dallas seems to want to do a little bit more of a sustain idea. Note goes down very early.
Yeah, that's not going to help things here for Dallas. We'll see. Dallas, curious to see what level they're going to show here in this match today. There could definitely be some nerves because this is probably one of the biggest matches they will have all stage long, and they need to perform. Excellent play, though, from OG. Punso off the side, God. And Twilight, too. That's how it's done. We spent so much time talking him up. What does he do? Delivers immediately.
Some of the best pundits in the league have said that OG's Primal Rage mechanics are on level with Gushue, which is ridiculous. Gushue, one of the best Primal Rage mechanics in all of the league. But very nice play there. Zachary almost went down. Unko committed with him, gave him the boost so he stayed alive. Dallas, during all of that, had control of the point. They're at nearly 40%.
Exactly, and so Vancouver now going to be working on some ults of their own. Grav used. That's going to open things up here. Bumper leading the charge. The sound barrier didn't go off quite fast enough to keep the Dallas Fuel intact in this fight, and no Zenyatta means no trance. That AoE heal that we see so often used to counter Gravs, not in the case here for Dallas Fuel, not in the toolbox. And Vancouver, they win that fight using only one ult hex.
Dallas was going to be in a difficult spot there because Vancouver had switched over to the Reinhardt-based 3-3, which in these smaller areas, and that one in particular, is just superior to the Winston-based composition. You see now Dallas has made a switch of their own. They're going to be matching that. Dallas did a good job, though, of not throwing good money after bad. They lost people early. They didn't commit too many ultimates. The sound barrier didn't quite hit, but then they kept with their other combo pieces. They have grab, they have self-destruct.
1 for 1, and Unko, I guess because he was so close to the boost, he's going to stick to it as well. There's the grab hidden behind the wall. Sound barrier used, but Bumper still goes boom thanks to Note with the self-destruct. Not the same on the other side. Janu still has to work on it, but the shatter goes in. OG going to lay him out for a nap, and this is going to get fun. Looking for a target to pin, not quite going to find it. But still, that's Dallas Fuel. They're going to be flipping it back as soon as they can kill off Slime.
I just pushed all the way back. Slime does a little bit of stall out there, but Dallas will retake control. They did commit everything that they had to it. However, we're able to get some of the ultimates out of Vancouver at the very least. But Vancouver has their tank ultimates, which are so impactful, especially in the 3-3 meta. Graviton and Earthshatter ready to go. Dallas probably just going to try to get these ults used out of them. There's one.
Yeah, instantly. No time wasted. And then they go right behind it. Bumper. That was so good! They pull OG. There's no shield for the rest of the Dallas Fuel to hide behind, and that shatter was monstrous.
That's doing a good job of stalling out at the very least. They will finally be pushed off of the points, but not until they gain 86%. Dallas needs one more fight to take this first point on Lijiang Tower. They're nearing a sound barrier, nearing a grav. That's about it. Defensively, Twilight still 20% away from a Transcendence, but Twilight puts in a lot of work. I'd imagine he'll have that ultimate ready to defend against the Graviton.
We didn't touch too much on Twilight going into this, but definitely one of the standout Zenyatas in the league. In terms of statistics, the guy is scary. But AKM leading the charge, working up on that grab. He's getting pretty close to it as well. Should have it momentarily unless he dies, though. The sound barrier used by Closer going to be keeping him up for a little while longer. That does not save the life of Zachary, however. And you can tell AKM, no, it's already out. Just reset and hope that you can get back to this point fast enough for a final fight.
They needed Zach to stay alive during that. That was the whole point of it. You sound barrier, you try to get in there with your Brigitte, allow her to do the damage she needs to get that ultimate online, and then you have Rally up next, keeps everyone up, then those tank ultimates come online. Unfortunately, one of those dominoes not connecting with the other.
Oh, buddy, this is painful, though. Grav is going to hold them back just a while longer, and yes, Closer can touch the point just in time to keep it alive. We're going to trade 1 for 1 so far in this fight now that the ults are getting used, but Unko, not enough support for him to stay alive, gets overwhelmed. That's not going to help things. Without that Discord Orb, it's going to be so hard to find kills for the Dallas Fuel, and it's looking like the Titans are going to pick up the first point of this map.
Dallas is putting up a fight, but all for not there as Vancouver eventually just too much sustained. A couple of clutch kills there. They just find the targets and eliminate them a little bit quicker than most other Overwatch League teams.
That's tight gaming coming in from the Titans, but they're so confident. That's the thing with these guys. They've got that similar mentality to the San Francisco Shock where they just know they're the best on the server.
Yeah.
And they know how to close out games. Man in question right there, Bumper. No fear.
Yeah, I was actually talking to some of the head honchos of the Shock, and they said, in this meta right now, you need a aggressive Reinhardt who's going to play like he's the best Reinhardt on the planet. They have one in Super. Vancouver has one in Bumper. You know, NYXL, they let their play do the talk, so they don't really need to do much of that. But if you don't have a Reinhardt who thinks he's absolutely the best Reinhardt on the planet, yeah, you might want to look to upgrade.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit of an uphill struggle for you for sure. Bumper, straight out the gates, no time wasted. And already, neither of these teams willing to back off, but that might cost, that might cost the Dallas Fuel. They took way more damage in that push than the Vancouver Titans did. I mean, Bumper and Jano are dropping low, but we've lost OG now for the Fuel, and that will be first control for Vancouver Titans.
Yeah, Unko just took a little too much damage, then they focused him, then Zach took too much damage. He died, and without that burst healing that Zach was able to provide his team, OG falls, and Vancouver makes it look easy. Twilight already putting in damage. Hexel as well, 90% of the rally.
Yeah, no, that's they're going to have a bit of an edge in this next fight here. Titans, and that's if they even want to use these ultimates. They could, just to snuff the Fuel as quickly as possible. So this could be a game of poking where you just don't let the Dallas Fuel get any ult charge to work with.
Yeah, they could play back, but now that they've given up the high ground, they're going to rally in on top of them. They do just that. Bumper's got a Shatter ready to go.
Yeah.
No need.
AKM goes down. Elsamitsu got pinned to the wall, but he gets saved immediately by Hux. Also, no kill there for OG. This would be a big stagger if you could just take down OG. He's hiding behind the shield, but it's not going to happen.
Oh, the nice healing from Spawn there. OG's able to keep his life for the moment. But in control of the point, Vancouver already at 40+% and counting up. Dallas now just getting ultimates online. And they're going to have a little bit better as far as the ultimates go because they didn't have the chance to use them in the last fight.
So keeping an eye on AKM. Needs to get that grab. 10% away, though, so he could get it quick for this next fight. Twilight's got the trance to counter it, but Unko's got the trance as well. No hesitation on Unko's side. Uses that trance, hoping to keep his team up, but still, Bumper able to peel Zachary out of the pack. He's gone, and that's a man advantage once again here for the Vancouver Titans, who just hit 70% on the point. The Dallas Fuel now are starting to run out of time here, Hex.
Yeah, it's not the first time Zach has died first in these fights either, and it seems that Vancouver has found an issue with how Dallas sets up and that they're able to get Zach. I mean, that one he's just kind of just pulled out of the pile there. But early when Dallas was struggling in some of these stages, Zach was put to blame a lot, some of that positioning. It seemed they had shorted up, but Vancouver's cracked the code again.
Oh, and again, OG out of position for a second. There's a Shatter. Kicking off the party. Self-destruct over the top. Nope, looking for it. Going to find a kill on Slime. Somehow Slime out of position that time.
No, it's a magician. He pulls kills out of thin air when he really just shouldn't be able to. Slime goes down, but that doesn't mean Vancouver's done fighting yet.
That was the big Shatter coming in. And that is going to be a one fight for Dallas. They flip it at 99% for the Titans. Titans now can afford to be patient. They just need to win one team fight, and this first map will be theirs.
Do you think they're going to be patient, though? It doesn't really strike me as their style.
I said that, and then I looked over, and someone Sue's already got a grab.
Yeah.
That's pretty much all you need.
I think they're going to toss this grab in, and even if they don't win the fight, they'll very likely be able to get a Shatter up. Speaking of Shatter, OG hits a nice one there. Probably won that fight for him. But no, well, I mean, Unko's got the Transcendence here, so I think that might be the reason you just toss the grab in anyway, just to use Transcendence.
Bumper taking a lot of damage there to kick things off.
Rally from Zach.
Yep.
OG and AKM very low, though. Here's a grab.
There's the grab. Bumper gets eliminated by OG, but we've lost Zachary as well here for the Fuel. That rally not really paying off in the end. And now it's going to be AKM with the grab of his own. Really looking to end this fight. They want to snuff him quick. Slime, first one to fall. Huxall getting supported from his teammates, though, as Twilight had the trance online. This could be the Dallas Fuel getting punished, perhaps, for being a bit too over-aggressive. Nope, getting DMAC isn't going to help, and AKM is out of the fight.
That Twilight didn't have trance online. He got it during the Graviton Surge. He got grabbed, he hit a couple shots, then got it online. Then Hoxo able to follow with the rally. Now they're up to tank ultimates again as Vancouver in control of the point, one fight away from winning our first map.
Yeah, trying to get onto the point one at a time, but that's just not going to be good enough. The Vancouver Titans taking the first map in the series. looked a little unsure there on the first point, but in the second point, that was just Titans getting the lockdown and never letting go.
Shake it on, shake off the rust, and we'll see if Dallas can be the contender we think they are when we return.
The Overwatch League is powered by Intel. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7. And by Omen by HP, the official PC and display of the Overwatch League.
Vancouver Titans, well, we saw the shock earlier and what they're capable of. Now we're seeing the other elite team in this league so far, and there is a gap, Hex. There's quite the gap for Dallas Fuel to close going forward in this match.
Yeah, and I thought that Dallas could take a map, maybe two, going forward in this one, and then really open some eyes based on how well they've been playing. But it remains clear that there's the top three teams in this league, and everyone else is playing a little bit of catch-up there.
So, guys, just need to remind you, of course, that up next week, it is going to be the Dallas homestand weekend, April 27th through 28th. The tickets are sold out, but there will be the streams. I mean, if you're around, just show up.
Yeah, just come hang out in Dallas. I'm looking forward to it. Dallas is going to have, they've got a couple rivalry matches down there. They could put themselves in good position to be facing off of these top three teams in our Stage 2 playoff.
Yeah, Houston will be there as well. So, I mean, we will have both of the Texan teams there to lock horns. So be sure to check it out. But up next, we will have Hanamura as our assault map in this series. I'm kind of kicking around the idea that perhaps the chaotic nature of assault or control didn't quite work out for Dallas. Maybe, they weren't quite feeling it. Here, they can try and set up on the plays. Maybe that'll play out to their advantage a little bit.
Yeah, you have to wonder nerves, too, because everyone's kind of talking about this Dallas team as this is their chance to really shine, to show us what they have, to where are they against the top teams. And if one thing starts going wrong, it can kind of all snowball there. A couple times, just guys found themselves out of position there. I mean, losing your Brigida early in these fights, it's a consistent source of damage, a consistent source of healing.
The crowd control.
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, Zen and Lucio are in this composition for their utility, more so than their healing. Their utility and their ultimates. One of your best sources of consistent healing in 3-3 is Brigida just flailing away and inspiring teammates. When you lose that early, it's very difficult to sustain through these long fights.
Well, no shock here on the side of the Titans. They're going for the 3-3. Dallas Fuel, they didn't decide to pull anything crazy out of the hat on the defense either. So 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. Not even going to try to do that math, but there's a lot of big, beefy bodies and healers on the map right now. Bumper has to be careful not to overextend, but Twilight finds the snipe on Zachary. Weakening the defense here. Dallas Fuel down a man. An important way, we just highlighted it as well. AKM finding a kill on Bumper, though. That could make a difference.
That's pretty big. The reinforcements are going to be here much faster, though, for the offense as they continue to push forward. And now they've got a huge advantage in a 5v3 on the points. Note is next to fall, and the only person they're waiting for is for Bumper to get back. And I think Dallas can't even come and try to defend this. And yeah, it's just really tough. You lose your Brigida early, and it's almost impossible to come back.
Well, that's a blindingly fast first point take for the Vancouver Titans. 6 minutes, 45 seconds on the clock for them.
Vancouver's been setting records all year long, so they're probably just trying to break their own records at this point. Now you have to worry about the snowball potential. However, Dallas was on the 3-3, so it's not like they just had to switch up their composition from a bunker comp or a DPS comp. They will have ultimates. OG going to have his ultimate in spawn, though.
Well, that's a big grab, and they are just getting melted. Closer gone as well. That's not going to help things. Note trying to stay in mech, but they are on the point now on the side of the Titans. Zachary backing off. Nobody getting the benefit of that rally now.
Everyone's dying so quickly that Seomin Soo couldn't even find someone to shoot at. He was just sitting at the high ground saying, where is everyone? Now he's found targets. Now he's just beaming them down, going straight into it.
This pressure is bonkers.
This has been all Vancouver. Desperation time for Dallas. They're just throwing out ultimates the moment they get them. They've got grab. They got self-destruct. Maybe find something.
Oh, that could work. The AKM on the point. He's going to be the one. Note is going to get demeched immediately. Discord so quick. And there's just no way for Note to survive that additional damage. So now it's just going to turn into Zachary going round and round. And this is going to be Titans taking the second point in record time. That is so fast from the Titans. Dallas Fuel never really able to get their feet under them.
Only a single kill registered for the Dallas Fuel there. It was early on for Bumper. After that, it was all Vancouver. We shall see what the Dallas offense has when we return from the break.
Coca-Cola is the official refreshment of the Overwatch League.
По готовности.
So, you have it on your screen here. We're actually just trying to find out if that was one of the fastest takes on Hanamura so far, because that was pretty quick. Everything went right for the Vancouver Titans.
Yeah, I think I've seen maybe a little bit faster just because Dallas had a decent stall there on the second point. You know, I think some of these Sombra comps are usually able to wipe that up a little bit quicker, but that's got to be one of the faster times there. Nothing went right for Dallas. So far, nothing really feels like it's going Dallas's way at all, aside from a few minor fights on the first map. But this one is not really living up to the billing. I had this one as like probably our best match of the day, where Dallas could actually put up a fight. But you know, how teams look versus not top 3 teams is very hard to gauge if they're a good team or not. So Dallas plays Seoul, I believe, later this week. That'll be interesting, like best of the rest. But man, the more I watch these great teams, the gulf just seems to be getting wider and wider. But I think Dallas is right here. There's been a lot of talk of, like, do you try DPS comps versus this? I think you're never going to beat these teams consistently unless you can at least try to throw a 3-3 at them on the points that dictate it.
You got to play the game, yeah, exactly, and that seems to be the consensus as well. Certain points, you're on it. You're just like, play damage all the time, guys. But on certain points, you just have to go with 3 tanks, 3 support.
Yeah, I mean, I like watching the DPS composition too, but I'm also a practical man. I understand that there's some spots he can only play 3-3 and have a legitimate chance.
Okay, so just got back. Man, that was the 9th fastest offense on Hanamura so far.
We've seen some blazing fast offenses this year in the Overwatch League. As you know, when teams try to not run 3-3, then they can just get rolled over by the 3-3 comp that just took them on first. So That's a nice kill from Unko. They're going to need big individual performances. Bumper off the edge. Unko is happy to escort him there. And our Frenchman coming to play.
Yeah, they're actually making good progress here. It looks like the rest of the Titans are going to just try and survive this. Back off. Maybe possible to find Twilight. Not exactly the fastest.
No, this is good for Dallas because Vancouver doesn't have everything that they need in their toolkit to be able to prevent the onslaught that's about to happen. They need to recognize this super small window in which they have a grab and there's no big defensive AoE heal.
Nice try on Janu there to try to knock them off of the bridge as they try and make their way onto the point here. Titans trying to hold. Healing Aid goes down. Sound Barrier as well. Slime just hunting for somebody to knock out of position right now. Sound Barrier's already been used on the side of Vancouver Titans. Those are the ults, although we do have self-destruct, and Bumper's about to get the shatter. Hoxall goes down to Zachary. Zachary stepping up right now when his team need him.
No, Closer stepped up there. Zachary was dead to rights. Closer hits a perfect second Sound Barrier, keeps him alive, but OGE falls.
We're going to lose OG on this push. That might throw a wrench in things here for the Fuel. Bumper barely hanging in. There it is, Hoxall. Gets the D-Mech. All he is going to get for the moment, though, is the grab goes in. We're going to lose AKM, and we lose Zachary, and that is going to be the Vancouver Titans stabilizing. So, Vancouver Titans now have to hold for 5 minutes, 40 seconds.
Yeah, a lot of time on Hanamura. You get a lot of time on these assault maps. Luckily, it's a very pretty map. Big old dragon on the wall. Lots of cool stuff to look at.
Wait.
What?
I don't know.
You okay?
No, she's just, like...
It's late in the day and it's about 900 degrees in the arena right now, so brains are not working.
It is pretty hot in here, man.
I have no idea what's happening. Well, the Fuel trying to bring the fire. AKM's got another grab to go. A grab into self-destruct is how the Fuel have won several fights. A bash to set it up. They've actually highlighted this style of play. So they're going to take low ground, try to bait Bumper into a position where they can bash him, get a shatter maybe, or a grab into a self-destruct. Everyone's anti. See if this connects. No, it does find Slime. 2 down. Now they're committing the rest of what they have here. Unko has to use. Some of these antis are just hitting everything, though. And as good of a diva as Note is, a lot of these anti-heal grenades from Ana are connecting with big targets.
Oh, man. OG just got pummeled. That was big. Bodied. Even going for the 360 at the end. All right.
What's crazy is that Hoxall switched off of this Brigitte several times. It always keeps going back to the Brigitte. Hoxall, just stay on with Doom. We know you want to play Doom. Maybe bust out a Genji, you know.
Just play the Doom. One tick of progress.
I bet you he's not even outside his spawn. He's like, well, guys, I don't know. I think Doom might be needed here.
He just keeps going back in there. Oh, I don't know. We got a challenge here.
All right, they can rally in. The rally should keep AKM alive long enough. Try to get another grab, but so far the giant plays that Dallas has relied on in the last several weeks in their victories have not been there against Vancouver. Well, Bumper's able to take out his counterpart. This push is all but over as we get to only 3 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock for the Dallas attack.
The Titans just get to chill out for a little bit. Fan themselves in this heat. Take their time. Ponder the meaning of life.
I mean, so far, Twilight's doing whatever he wants. It's been such a good hero on this map that I'd like to see the Ana play coming back here. I mean, essentially, Twilight can sit on the high ground if he wants, and then if Dallas pushes this main, which they have been wont to do, just rain in nades and all healing on his team. No one's even looking at him.
Well, every time Janu is also just swooping down and trying to scoop people off out of position. Oh, man, brutal. No, and the sound barrier gets used as well. Closer is just a second too late. Too many players dead by the time it goes off.
Sound barrier goes down. The grab gets eaten. Bad goes to worse for the Dallas Fuel. Trying to take a look at the players on screen, and literally scratching their heads right now are the Dallas Fuel. They keep trying to push in. None of it has worked out at all. The ult economy has gone from bad to worse. Axel didn't even get to switch a Doomfist during that last fight, so he's going to have Rally.
He's going to have Rally for this next fight. Shatter's going to come online for Bumper. OG and Shatter, OG and Bumper rather, are pretty much neck and neck right now in terms of ult. So, Dallas Fuel right now, rinse and repeat, the definition of insanity. Perhaps they will manage to get to different results here, though, because they are sticking together. They haven't been knocked out of position. Bumper is still swinging away like a madman, and that is it. OG goes boom. And, well, nope, they are still insane, Hex.
Yep, I mean, I'm just looking at the overhead, and Twilight hasn't moved. We're going to start charging him rent up there because Twilight is just squatting up top. No pressure. No one's trying to get in on him at all. The rest of his team goes down. They usually just send Bumper down first. Then Bumper drops the shield. He gets the bubble from the Zarya, swings away, gets all the heal. They find an anti on somebody. Then Bumper swings through them. The rest of the team joins. And then they reset up high grounds. However, Dallas has finally done a good job of trying to bank some ultimates together. 90 seconds remain for their offense.
Yeah, they're taking their time now. Moving together, straight up, hoping to force them off of the high ground. Vancouver Titans, Bumper will oblige them. Looking for the fight. He's got the Shatter OG with the shield up, still throws it out. OG, the hero, brings the shield up in the nick of time.
Well, they're trying to play where Twilight can't do whatever he wants against him. They're trying to play below, but here comes the grab. Self-destruct comes in defensively to try to ward anyone away. This is the best Dallas has looked so far, but Unko's so low.
Yeah, he just falls in. He thinks he made it. He thinks he was safe, and then he actually landed right in the arms of Somin Su, who proceeded to give him the bear hug of his life. It's the last one that he ever got.
We're below a minute. That got grim. AKM is going to have a grab. It's got to be the best grab of their life. Not a ton to block here, but Slime is going to have a sound barrier. Slime hasn't missed those so far. OG is going to go to the Winston because why not? Nothing else has worked. Last push for Dallas, or they fall very quickly in this series 0-2.
Anything is possible here. There is still a grab for AKM, and Closer's got the sound barrier. So looking for AKM here to hit the grab of a lifetime. Needs to bring him in. Janu's obviously going to be keeping an eye on him with the D-Matrix. Definitely wants to be catching that if he spots it. Janu turned around. Could be going for it. Zachary is gone, though. That's not going to help things. We lose Note as well down low, and that's now a 4-on-6, although Twilight finally dies at the hands of Closer. There's the grab, thrown up top. Solo on Hoxel, and he won't even get that kill because the sound barrier is there to save him.
That sound barrier, I think he got the nano there as well. Twilight's just going to come out of the Bastion because why not? You earned it. He's probably bored of playing Ana. First time he's died in quite a long time.
Bumper's posing already!
Yeah, that's kind of what Bumper does. Flexing on the Dallas Fuel. And this has not been the set that we were imagining so far as the Titans continue to dominate the Overwatch League.
Absolute monsters. Today we really got to see the three best in action. The Shock just destroyed their opponents. Right now the Titans are doing exactly the same. Halftime is coming up. We'll have the analysts break down the action for us, and well, we'll see if the Dallas Fuel can find their feet. In the meantime, the coaches definitely have to have something to say about how things have been going so far. Looking to see if the Dallas Fuel will change up going into the third map.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile, now connecting 99% of Overwatch League fans. Catch your league on America's network, T-Mobile.
Огонь по готовности! Огонь по готовности!
Into the iris.
Огонь по готовности!
Into the iris.
Огонь по готовности!
Vancouver Titans are still undefeated in the 2019 season, and they're keeping the good times rolling in this one. They lead Dallas 2-0 at the half. Welcome back. Malik, I'm back. I got my Postmates, everybody. Welcome to halftime, though. We got Sideshow and Zoe here. Guys, the Vancouver Titans, once again, a dominant performance from these guys. But I really want to specify how crazy Bumper has been in this entire match, especially at Lijiang Tower. He was nuts there.
Yeah, but you know what? I want to preface this with saying that OG actually played a really good game there as well. At the very beginning, he was kind of setting the pace for everything, and then slowly, towards the end of that series on Lijiang Tower, it actually turned around, and Vancouver Titans got the upper hand, and Bumper did his Bumper things.
Yes, exactly. Both of these main tanks, though, playing with so much confidence. Bumper, you always expect it, but it's kind of new from OG, which makes it an awesome match to watch. Just these two main tanks going head-to-head on a bunch of different heroes, but primarily Reinhardt. And it is Vancouver Titans just being able to come out on top by virtue of the fact that they get so much space and value out of Bumper playing aggressive.
Yes.
But take a look at these statistics as well, because it's even though it wasn't the closest game in the world,
Right.
it was a 2-0 on Lijiang.
They're not that far apart.
They really aren't that far apart.
Yeah.
And I think OG has definitely come into the conversation of one of these great main tanks that we have to talk about as being in the conversation for being the best. Bumper's always up there, though. He's so good.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, we talk a lot about the main tanks because, of course, the 3-3 meta. But I think we should give some shine to Twilight. Twilight had a pretty good, especially in that second map. He looked pretty strong.
He did, I love the Bastion switch at the very end there. Unfortunately, no kills. But if we're looking at the rest of what he did, he was the one on Hanamura getting those first two eliminations and really setting up the point A for them to then head over onto point B in a very, very quick time. Twilight is just a really, really reliable set. He has a massive damage output as well as a lot of healing. His trances are almost always on time. It's really, really hard to ever point a finger at him and go like, oh, well, that was a little bit off. It just seems to be so coordinated, so well coordinated with his team.
What I love as well is that when he switches over to Diana,
Yes.
it just allows Bumper to go more mental.
Right.
Most teams will kind of go with the Zenyatta in most of these situations. We've seen teams dabble with Diana a bit more. Look at this here. As he throws in this Bionade, just continuing to support, get as much damage out, the healing and everything. He uses the nanos to make sure that he can keep Bumper alive at the tiniest moments. When he's on a tiny fraction of Bumper's health is left,
Right.
he'll throw that nano out. Bumper's suddenly full up to full health, and all of that pressure, all of the resources you invested into killing Bumper, well, you're now face to face with an even scarier version of him where he's
Right.
nano boosted. It just works so perfectly for their style.
Such a scary Ana player. I remember seeing him sleep Unco a couple of times coming out of spawn. I'm sitting there thinking like, how do you do it? How is it? It's brutal. All right, so right now it's looking like the Vancouver Titans, they kind of have this one in their grasp, but the Dallas Fuel, of course, really good at going back and game planning to the second half. So what do you expect from them coming out here for our next map?
Well, we discussed it a little bit in the pre-show, and we thought this map pool would lend it to some more creative stuff coming out from the Dallas Fuel. Now, you can run a bit of creative stuff on Hanamura, particularly the defenses. We've seen a bunch of people use the Bastion Batiste kind of compositions. You can run that kind of stuff as well on the maps that we've got coming up. I mean, there's opportunity for creativity, but at the moment, they just seem like they want to match 3-3.
Which, in this case, I'm actually not super mad at it, because at the beginning, at least, it looked close. Hanamura, I don't think, was at close. I think we're looking at the fractional kills Dallas got overall. We ended in a 49 for Vancouver and 10 overall for Dallas. So they didn't really get much done there. However, I do think that also has to do with the snowball possibility on that map. So it's really hard to actually stop a team once they got rolling.
And Lijiang was closer.
Exactly, Lijiang, like where it's a bit more brawly. As soon as they can force a more brawly kind of style, I actually think they can take it to a closer game. However, that said, as we already mentioned, I would like to see a little bit more creativity coming out from the Dallas Fuel, because I do think that's actually helped their cases in the past.
All right, well, hopefully they take your words to heart, because right now Vancouver is up 2-0. Can the Dallas Fuel put on that omnidirectional gear and slay the Titans? We're going to find out here after the half, so stay tuned. They don't just play for a team. They play for every fan, every rival, every moment, every match. And when everyone watching expects the best, they perform with the best.
welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The Titans are currently stomping Dallas Fuel into the ground, but I have hopes. I have high hopes that the coaching staff on Dallas Fuel will have figured out a solution in the halftime. They had a little bit of time to rally. They had a little bit of time to work out the kinks. Maybe give Zachary a shoulder massage, loosen him up a little bit.
Yeah, it was rough for him.
From there.
We've seen some of the best teams in the league actually really come back on halftime, so too. Boston is a great example of a team that looks like a completely different team when they go 0-2, then they just reverse sweep everybody. So the coaching impact cannot be overstated here in the Overwatch League. And especially if it's just to calm them down, right? Like, guys, it's just you play our game, let's get back to it, because you can get overwhelmed being on that stage and going against psychopaths like Bumper.
I mean, he happens to be American. Not really, but...
No, he plays like one.
He does. He is just a beast. And all of them on the Titans side as well. You know, you kind of wish that you had Zeus on speed dial. Hey, man, what did you do last time? Guys, like, I don't even know how I'm answering the phone. I've got hooves right now, but...
the Titans.
How did you defeat the Titans? Well, do you have a mountain to put them under? No? Okay, well, I don't know what to do. I can't help you.
Well, we could see something more creative as we do go into our third map in Dallas playing for their series lives as we enter into Blizzard Worlds. Los Angeles Gladiators team to really open it up on Blizzard Worlds. Decided they had an interesting strat to run there. I do get the feeling, though, that Dallas wants to be one of these top teams just at 3-3. And I think that they're really going to try to force that issue. And they're not going to switch things up until Vancouver does. And it really just depends if Vancouver feels like playing goofy and putting Bumper on Farah and just kind of messing around. Or they just want to get out of here because the arena's hot.
Well, don't they, Vancouver, aren't they kind of just a team that sticks to 3-3? Just...
Yeah, I mean, they can, but they've run
3-3.
They've run some DPS when they just are playing with their food.
But
and
exactly,
they don't really care.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I'm kind of curious. Dallas Fuel, though, it doesn't really feel, perhaps, we've seen, they have AKM, the likes of AKM. You should be able to run some damage compositions. But
yeah, well, Zach's one of the most versatile players in the league, too. He can run a Sora if they wanted to. AKM can do that. Zach can run a Genji. He can run Projectile. They have players on this roster that can run different things. But I really think they're going to keep pounding this in and just hoping that their 3-3 gets there.
I mean, if you pound it hard enough, even the square... can fit into like the round hole and all that, right?
Yeah, but broken and bruised and not really that good.
Sometimes that's what's going to happen, though, Dallas. They are at that square right now, and OG just got pounded.
Just gets squared up. OG gone, Note gone. That is 2 tanks down, and now there's just 4 people with no friends and protection on the point. Time to leave. Vancouver takes first point of Blizzard World.
Zachary was standing really still. If I don't move, they won't see me. Sorry, bro. Doesn't quite work like that. I mean, these guys are what? What's their logo? The Sasquatch or something? It's not a T-Rex.
Yeah.
They have very good peripheral vision. They're hunters. Wasn't the T-Rex actually, what was it, a scavenger? Something like that, kind of like a big hyena?
Yeah. It was a scavenger that probably had feathers. Like, Jurassic Park was probably not the most accurate book of the world. Who would have thought?
Still one of the best movies of all time. Hands down.
Hard to argue with that. And
Dallas Fuel right now are kind of like, who would be screaming for Vancouver Titans or for Dallas Fuel to be like, shoot her? Because Vancouver Titans right now, it's not pretty.
Well, I mean, the person they really need to deal with is Seomin Soo. He has come back and crushed this Dallas team time and again, and Dallas just donating lives to this fund right now. It's 10-1 in favor of Vancouver. So they continue to push here on Blizzard Worlds. Dallas just now reaching the ultimate phase of the game. Vancouver has been there, done that already with the Graviton. They've got 5 others remaining.
They are pretty spoiled for talent on the Titans side just because, oh man, we're talking about Bumper, we're talking about Haxa, we're talking about Twilight, and then you just got Seomin Soo quietly melting face in the background. Yeah. Just making life a nightmare for the Dallas Fuel. Bubbles in for the bump. Gets knocked off the high ground. He swings his hammer in frustration, but hey, everybody's got to put in their time on the payload. Not going to move itself.
Dallas is going to have all their ults too, and they're able to disengage off Vancouver, trying to rally in. So Vancouver's armor will be going away eventually, or at least not be actively charged as Dallas's will be. Dallas has position. They have ults. Time to win a fight.
There's the grab. Trance is used immediately. Self-destruct thrown in. Still manages to get the kill on Slime. That's going to be a feel-good moment there for the Fuel, who do commit the Sound Barrier as well. And it's looking like this should be a fight for the Fuel. 2 kills to go in their way. They committed a lot, but it's going to get the job done. Yeah. The Titans finally.
They finally isolated Bumper, got him all alone, and there was no miracle save there at the end. Dallas committed a lot that they had there. Now on the other side of things, Vancouver's going to have a grab for this next fight. So a lot of ultimates invested on both sides. Dallas has to build off of that, though. They finally got a bunch of kills that allows them to stabilize their economy. Lets them get a little bit of confidence finally, too.
Bumper just turning around, checking. All right, we ready to go? Let's go. Time to party. Somin Su getting some energy up. And now it's going to be the fight, the standoff for the high ground. Dallas Fuel with a quick rotate around. Not going to let him have it for free, it seems. And Note just balancing it. And it's going to be Somin Su just opening the way with the grab. No hesitation on his part. AKM, OG, and Note getting demexed. And that is a one fight.
Yeah, it's the no hesitation that's so impressive there. He sees that Note probably just use a little bit of Matrix on his way through. Fly ability down. They're going to take the low ground. He shoots it behind Note, who's on the ground. Locks him up. There's no chance that that grab gets negated, gets Matrixed. And that one ultimate from Seomin Su going to get him there.
Oh, they got him.
Got him. That's a compliment. When you get solo ulted like that, you know you're doing something right, but I also think it's the correct move for Dallas in that situation because a single kill on Azaria will win you a fight. Bumper trying to bring it back, though. Vancouver's so good at winning fights, they should not win at all.
Exactly, but that did prompt the ult usage here. Unko with the trance, Zachary with the rally. Both of those support ultimates out of the fight now.
Opens it up.
Somin Su's already back into this fight, but Bumper caught
went
out
deep
somewhere. He went way in there.
And they were just getting Seomin Su back too, so they could have actually fought that 6v6. Bumper was trying to get very aggressive with the self-destruct going off as well. Maybe you catch someone big and you get an enormous self-destruct. Doesn't cost Vancouver much though. They're going to be able to get the spawns right behind their cart, start pushing in on Blizzard Worlds.
OG's got to be careful not to get stuffed into that room there. Barrier is melting though. The focus fire too good, and well, it's just a standoff. Dallas Fuel. They've got ults online. Could be looking for OG to try and see if he can find that shatter angle, but Bumper is playing it careful. And OG
so chipped down here. They do get the healing coming through, but Dallas has to give up ground to be able to do so.
As soon as they move in, exactly. Somin Su, as soon as they move in, he throws down the grab. Self-destruct through the back from the side of Note. Not going to find a kill. And there's the shatter that Bumper was looking for. Somin Su's got to be given the kills, but that was a big setup. And the trance even thrown in here on the side of Twilight. They want to end this fight quick on the side of the Titans. And they're going to get a maximum amount of distance out of this payload now.
Going to come around the corner. They're going to have a self-destruct to try to zone out. Maybe Slime can help out too. But Dallas has a grab, has rally, should be able to get at least one good fight here. They're going to rally out.
Yeah, no hesitation on that side. Zachary just keeping it cool. Get everybody charged up. AKM lobs the grab in. There's the sound barrier used. Janu's got the self-destruct right over the top. AKM is the one to go down. That's not going to help things here for the Fuel. A lot of damage out of it. You can see Somin Su just fully charged up. There's the grab on his side.
Bumper just completely zoning out the rest of the team too. OG was out in no man's land by himself. Bumper locked him out. Now desperation time for Dallas as they try to get something going. Bumper's got another answer for you. Vancouver's going to finish out Blizzard Worlds.
Oh, so brutal, Bumper. So brutal. Have mercy. His cold heart. There's no space for mercy in it. Bumper will smush you against the wall. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll see what the Dallas Fuel are capable of if they can get the job done on their offense.
Coca-Cola is the official refreshment of the Overwatch League.
welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Hex and I were just having an interesting discussion. You know, what is the difference between the Shock and the Titans, Hex?
Yeah, Vancouver and San Francisco are very similar teams on paper. Very aggressive tanks, very impressive Zaryas. I think San Francisco's just got a little bit more of an ego. They like to spawn camp. They like to chuck grass in his spawn. Vancouver, not quite there yet. They disrespect in different ways.
They're working on it. Bumper will just smash you into a wall. Just like you're going to smash buy on those All-Star tickets at AXS.com/Overwatch or OWL. Be sure to check it out. There are more tickets available for the All-Stars happening live here in the Blizzard Arena in Los Angeles. So if you are anywhere within 1,000 miles, you better get your butt in a seat here.
Yeah, of course, All-Star presented by Intel. If you want to see your Vancouver Titans wearing their All-Star jerseys, they will be doing just that. I'm sure a few of your favorites will be on these All-Star teams. And most importantly, the talents are probably going to play against each other and play horribly. So
yeah.
That was fun last year.
I noticed what's happening. You know, it's just like, I get it why I didn't get an invite. They just don't want to get in. They just don't want to get so humiliated like I did to them last year.
Dude, you should go out on top. You're never going to play better than you played last year.
Don't say anything.
All right. Well, Dallas needs to play better or they will lose this series. Must finish Blizzard World and do another half. 2 minutes in the bank for the Vancouver offense as they blaze through the first part. Defensively, still Twilight on the Ana. No one looking at him. That's got to be top priority if you're Dallas. Not as easy, just to jump on that back line.
Yeah, exactly. You don't have the Winston in play. You're lacking that vertical element. So getting on Twilight is going to be tough. You got to work your way through a whole beefy bunch of, Sasquatches.
Yeah, that's about right. Some sort of snowman. Sam Squatch.
They got fur, they got claws, they got teeth, they got bumper. Yeah.
They also now have nano boost, so if Bumper goes a little too far out of line, he's just going to get that big burst of healing, and then, some invulnerability, some damage boost. Bumpers gets low right now. Backs up. His shield is pristine, though.
I almost want to see him just use the boost, considering how quickly Titans are getting it. Like, how much healing Twilight is doing. Yeah, just give him the boost and let him take someone for a ride into the wall. AKM is out. And there we have it. Dallas Fuel getting wiped off the face of the earth.
Well, let's do a silver lining and call that an eco push for the Dallas Fuel as they died before they could use a great deal of their ultimates. Of course, Sound Barrier did go down. Zach got shattered, and it was an odd situation. Looked like he might have been behind a shield, but all for naught. Dallas, it's one thing to be ahead on paper. This one's all about execution. They've got all the tools they need to win a fight against the Titans.
No, it's a question of execution. You're right. Let's get into it. As they fight in front of the Snack Ceramis. Oh, buddy, here's the self-destruct going, just ran him all the way in there. Just trying to stagger things here for the Dallas Fuel, and they will bear fruit. It will pay dividends. Bumper, no longer a threat. He's dead. Hoxall too, and that worked. Dallas Fuel.
Got everything they needed there. Bumper and Hoxall go down. Not enough healing, not enough tank play. Solid there for Dallas. They will capture the point, unlock the payload. Move past Snacks Ramus, under the siege tank, into the pylon, into the StarCraft 2 district of Blizzard World. Or I suppose it's just StarCraft.
No, that is a StarCraft 2 tank, to be precise. Everybody's always just like, oh, I've played so much Brood War. It's like, yeah. I highly doubt that somehow. They wouldn't know what a tank looks like in Brood War.
All right, we've got Nano ready. Very likely going to go onto Bumper. Bumper might just try to hit the shatter. He tries it, doesn't find much there.
Oh, buddy, don't get too greedy there. Twilight trying to go for the plays. The boost. Gonna keep Bumper up. He's even got the nade on him. That's gonna help. And he really survived a long time, but it wasn't gonna be enough in the end because he lost two of his teammates in the mix.
They threw so many resources into him too, and actually, the note play has been opening up a lot for Dallas. He's picking up a few here, a few there. This bomb, no different at all. Also, Note right before this eats a grab, powers himself up, tosses in his bomb. Like, you can't say enough about Note and his impact on this Dallas team. It's really hard to judge a team when they have to play Vancouver. We'll see what they have later this week. Still not out of this one yet as they continue to roll through under the pylon terrace.
AKM's got high energy, though. Yep, he sees it. You can see him kind of scouting around, looking, where's the Diva at? Where's the Diva at? Not in sight? Great. Here's a grab. Here's 3 kills. And Dallas Fuel, they're figuring it out in the end.
Yeah.
2 points picked up for them. And now they have 4 minutes to push for the final point. The Vancouver Titans, they need to get their heads in the game.
Their ultimate economy has just been so much better than it has in the prior 2 maps. I mean, you especially look at Hanamura, where it seemed like Dallas had no plan. We're getting single ultimates, not trying to combo at all. Now they're using single ultimates, but as a team, they win that one fight off of just a pure guts play from Note. Then they find the right target from AKM to be able to take down in that Graviton. And now they've got great momentum. 3:30 on the clock to try to close out Blizzard Worlds.
Yeah, this is what happens. This is where it can come back to bite you. If you stop showing respect, you start playing a little bit looser. You're not really, taking them seriously. And then, hey, Dallas Fuel, they've nearly got it in the bag. They're looking for that third. Bumper going to be out here to save his team. They're taking a lot of damage on the side of the Titans, though. And Jono just decides, self-destruct,
they need
into
this.
the mix.
They need time. They need space, and that's exactly what opens it up. Grab comes in.
Shatter as well. Unko's got the trance, though, and they are not going to fall to this Dallas Fuel. Instead, they are going to be the ones taking the fight to the Titans. Haksal is going to get that rally up, though, so he's going to be getting that armor on his teammates. AKM, Janu eats it. D-Matrix takes out the grab, and AKM's going to be kicking himself.
Yeah, that one's tough, because that was one of the only ults they had left to throw into this one, too. Both the economies are reset. Dallas is doing a very good job putting a lot of pressure on Bumper when he comes forward. Just looking at some of the top downs and where he's been, he's had to hide a lot more on this defense than he has on the prior 2 maps.
True. But with the DMEC on Note now, that might make things a little awkward here for Dallas. Every time they stick their nose out, there's no longer a D-Matrix to worry about, although Summons who's still got some ground to cover for the grab.
Yeah, Closer's trying to go isolate a target. AKM takes down Slime. That's a pretty big kill. And now Vancouver's going to have to back up a little bit. Dallas could press the issue now that there's no speed boost for the retreat. They're just going to take some cart time, though. Dallas is working their way up to several ultimates.
Oh, there's the grab, thrown in by So. There's the, the trance to counter out on the side of the Unko. Bumper looking for the plays, not quite going to be there because they don't have a self-destruct. Big shatter gets thrown in by OG, but Twilight dodges it, and we're going to have the counter thrown in. It's just ult after ult on both sides, trading one after the other. Sound Barrier gets thrown in now by the Vancouver Titans, and now we'll have Janu with the self-destruct. Does he just smash it? Could. Yep, there's the self-destruct.
Bumper gone. Janu's going to try to just buy time with that self-destruct. No ultimates online for either team. OG is going to have a shatter up momentarily. Vancouver is one of the best teams at stalling out last points, though. Just need a kill or two. Big shatter. Hoxel down.
Great focus on the Hoxel. They ate another grab. Note what a play on his side, making all the difference for his team. D-Matrix after D-Matrix, and it's all working out. Dallas Fuel showing some life here after the halftime, tying it up 3-3.
The new addition has been worth every single penny to get Note on this team. 3 self-destruct kills, 2 ultimates Matrix, putting his team on his very capable back. We're going to do it again over on Blizzard Worlds in just a moment when we return from the break.
Like I said before the break, Dallas Fuel, after the halftime, whatever the coaches said, it's working, Hex. This is a revitalized team. They are taking the fight to the Titans.
I think a lot of teams get baited by how Bumper plays the Reinhardt, where he'll kind of seem like he's out of position, but that's completely on purpose, and they try to attack where he's not, and then he just shows up and wrecks you from behind or from the side or does something goofy, and the rest of his team is always in the right spot. What Dallas did was whenever Bumper showed his face, everything got shot into him. So his shield's getting lower. He has to hide and get healed up, and he's not in the position he wants to be. They took some of the aggression away from him. Dallas, only a minute available on their offense. Put some progress on this point. Gonna finally try a variation here. AKM, gonna go into the Sombra. Note will take over his role on Zarya. They don't have a Diva now.
AKM just letting them know.
AKM has to be doing a lot of work. You need EMP. It's the only reason you're running this, because you think EMP charges fast enough that you can get to it and win a fight with it. Got to be very careful. Don't want to get stunned.
He's doing a good job there. keeping his distance, drawing him back onto the point. Doing a fair bit of work here, AKM. But the rest of the Titans just going to go ahead, fall back together. Twilight on the Zen this time instead of the Ana, so a little bit of a change there as well. Now they have the Discord Orb to play with here on the side of the Titans, and they're just going to go ahead, put some pressure on there.
Oh, Unko solo has to back up. Yominsu takes out AKM. No EMP available.
This is huge. AKM has to get back into this fight immediately. Unko, no hesitation on his part. Trance is there to try and get the team alive and onto the point. They need to do something here on the side of the Dallas Fuel. There's the shatter going through, but no follow-up. It looks like Slime is going to hang in there for a while longer.
Twilight is isolated in the corner. I think Closer's going to go after him. This duel could actually decide who does it. Closer takes him down in the corner, but meanwhile, Vancouver picks up 2.
AKM going down, man. That is brutal because there's that EMP that they've been waiting on for so long. The time that it took to get that going just meant that he lost 2 of his teammates, and that's going to be it. The Vancouver Titans will hold. No progress on the point for the Dallas Fuel.
Closer went a little bit rogue there, decided he needed to win that duel in the corner. He was gone, no healing, no boop backs, no utility. The rest of his team gets cleaned up by the tank line of Vancouver, and AKM dying early there. I mean, the whole reason you're running that is to get a Sombra up, to sustain on that point. Had he been alive that whole time, he's hacking people, he's making everyone's job a lot easier, and he's going to get EMP up during that fight rather than having to run back.
Think about it. It's beautiful there because Vancouver Titans, they're all 6 right there.
Yeah.
All stacked up, one on top of the other. An EMP hits all of them. Boom, you wipe them out. Maybe you get the first point.
It was actually one of the reasons Twilight was probably hiding in that corner,
Yeah.
and then Closer went to go hunt him down. So not ideal execution there. Now, Dallas can still hope for the draw. Unfortunately, a draw still loses them the series.
Indeed, because there are 4 maps. And that would mean that, hey, 2, even if Dallas were to win the next one, they wouldn't be able to bring it back.
But Dallas does need to just start playing better against Vancouver. At this point, the match is very much just lost. But you got to see where you measure up against the top teams. And it's very hard to make an argument that Vancouver isn't the top team. They beat San Francisco. You know, what more do you want?
Very true. I cannot wait. I'm counting down days until we see the rematch. That will be so sick. How long did that last? 4 hours, that match, something along those lines?
It was like a perfect block of time.
Yeah. 3 hours. Just nuts. All right, well, the Titans now, they have a little bit more room to work with. Minute 45. They need 1 tick.
They have 2 fights unless they want to go for a really long sustain. Dallas is on a standard defense here.
Nothing crazy on the side of the Dallas Fuel. No shockers here on the side of the Titans. Never mind, Huxall gets sniped by Unko to kick things off.
Time to leave.
And there's the hard reset. Well, okay then, Unko. Talk about coming up big for the team.
Yep. When Dallas has done well, it's been off the back of enormous individual players. Notes offense here on Blizzard World kept them in it with the defense matrix, especially. Big bombs coming up. Even earlier when they had small moments, it was like those big self-destructs, miraculously finding a Lucio or something like that. Now with only a minute left, Vancouver is very likely on their last push, and because that last one went so poorly, they're not even close to ultimates that matter.
No, I mean, Twilight might have the trance up that could be used to buy time.
Unko will get there
We'll
too.
see. I mean, Samasu, somehow, he's already up at like 99 energy. This is bonkers. So fast. Gonna force Note off the high ground. Hello. Now he's got it. This is gonna get fun for him. Can rain in death and destruction from above onto the Dallas Fuel. Make life uncomfortable for him. A lot of focus going in on AKM, but there it is. Unko with the trance. Keeping his team up. Samasu decides, hey,
Offer down.
Take a grab. AKM's grab got eaten. That's not going to help things. Zachary first to go down here. Unko hanging on by a thread. Huxall is trying to hunt him down. OG pinned against the wall. This has certainly got to be it.
Yeah, AKM is running around in circles trying to stay alive. It's not going to happen. A self-destruct will come out and somehow finds 2. It's not going to be enough, though. The Vancouver Titans will put their stamp on the series. They will win 3-0.
3-0. Not even a draw allowed for the Dallas Fuel. But the Dallas Fuel showed fight on Blizzard World, picking up 3 points, going the distance with Vancouver. So we have the last map coming up right after this.
The Overwatch League is powered by Intel. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7. And by Omen by HP, the official PC and display of the Overwatch League.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to get into the final map of the night in this series of the day. This is the fourth match.
Yeah.
List goes on. Hex just keeps on going. If you guys thought that there was anything written on this.
No, those are just to
it's
fan
all-
himself.
It's all up here.
Yeah.
All up here.
I mean, up there and what's on there are remarkably similar.
Exactly. What a
Remarkably
shock.
similar.
What a shock.
Yeah, I mean, these days have been kind of strange. You know, you expect it. It's very fun to watch like these dominant teams come out for a little bit, and then it's like, you know, at a certain point, you're just watching people get beat, and it's kind of just, I don't know what to say about the rest of the league, right? Like, there's just very clearly elites, and then good, and then not, and then we have a substitution.
Room to grow.
Yeah,
Teams
room to grow.
Hureg subbing in for Sominsu. And so, interesting decision here on the side of the Titans, considering how much damage Sominsu is doing. I guess they just want to give Hureg, a little bit of playtime.
Yeah, first time on stage. Sominsu has done his job, I think, admirably.
Yeah, hard to knock him.
Yeah, he's been just fine. Give him some time off, get Hureg some play time in there as well. So makes a lot of sense. This is something that, some teams do when they have a comfortable 3-0 lead and they're just looking for match wins and not map wins. They just put someone in. I actually don't think it matters because I think Vancouver's good enough with no matter who they put in. So, yeah. What can Dallas do is the question. I mean...
kind of hoping you have an answer for that.
I don't really. I mean, I guess try more Sombra, but that didn't look very good.
Try harder.
Try harder. Play better. Let Note just miraculously try to carry it.
Note, he's got broad enough shoulders,
Yeah, I mean, look, he played really well. Of the players of Dallas Fuel, Note had the best map on Blizzard World so far.
And OG did fantastic work on the first and second map of the series.
Yeah.
It's not to just single players out, because Zachary, unfortunately for him, he tended to die a lot first, going into some key fights, which definitely set the team behind. So, I mean, it's ups and downs, but, you live as a team, you die as a team, Hex.
I think they kind of got mental boomed on Hanamura.
Yeah.
Because they just kept trying the same thing right down main, and, then Bumper's just there, and he's, nanoed the entire time, and it's demoralizing. Junkertown's a map they could definitely take, because Junkertown... Well, I mean, there's every map in the pool, and then there's Junkertown. It's a very different map. It always has been. It's the home of the pirate ship. You've got Symmetras moving bastions around all over the place. You can have double sniper. You can have all sorts of things on this one. Pure escort. Cart starts outside the point. Get it to there. The gate opens. Get it to another one. The gate opens, and there's a little helicopter room, and then you push it to the end. Pretty simple stuff.
Yeah, straightforward.
Yeah, it's actually a winding road, but,
Which is interesting in a city like this. I mean,
it's a city built out of scraps. What do you mean it's...
Oh, why would it be winding? You would expect it to just be blocks. It looks like a hive city,
Yeah, it's meandering, perhaps.
Ah.
Maybe it was built on a riverbed.
But then
I don't know.
All
Let's
here
keep
is all,
speculating
blocks,
about the
right?
lore of
Like this,
Junkertown.
all these are hard angles with all these shacks. Why is it that these are more... I don't get it, Hex. I don't get it. Also, where are the wheels?
No, let's not do that again.
Where?
I could go on Twitter for days after that one.
Yeah, I mean, there were wheels in there, or no wheels on the payload.
Yeah. I'm just as confused as you are. But what's not confusing is we actually have the Shimada brothers on the offense for the Titans. We got a Genji, we got a Hanzo.
You had, Hex. You had. That's the correct way to describe that situation.
Yeah, I mean, if I had to lose one, I'd probably give up Genji too. Yeah, it's not really even that hard of a Sophie's choice. Get that Genji out of here.
I'm just glad to see a little bit of the bastion. This isn't exactly the pirate ship. This is the fort, that happens to stop you from getting into the harbor.
Ah, yes.
AKM.
There's some shield in the middle of the path with just a bastion behind it. And you know what? Hey, it's working. Why not?
Yeah, Bumper's gone. That's a positive. Twilight can't peek out. I mean, this is some serious damage getting cranked out here by Zachary. He's just going to melt that shield. There's nowhere to hide.
That's serious damage. Hureg goes down. Resurrection's already been used. It's just interesting. They're just playing this corner and just right here, just laying it in.
Doing a great job of working with the hooks as well. You got to give it to AKM, who's almost got a whole hog online. There's the shield, and right now the Titans kind of seem to be waiting on ults. They seem to be just like,
and they should be. They should just be kind of hanging back, and then let Hureg launch in this Dragon Strike, and they're at least going to have to move or suffer at their own peril, and then you can get a blade in there while they all scramble away.
Oh, there's the dragon. They do manage to see it. Yep, tank mode was used by Zachary. Saw it coming, so he's going to have that mobility. Oh, there you go. Tank shot to the face.
Rocket jumps up there too. Nice little tech there. Nice mobility from the Bastion tank mode. They do have to give up a little bit of ground, but not too much. AKM hits a hook there. 2 minutes left for the Vancouver Titans' ambitious offensive attempt here. They're going to switch off of the Hanzo and, well, I think they still have Genji. Nanoblade could be incoming here.
Yeah, Nanobladed Genji. That could be a thing.
Or they could just really, really wait, depending on the faith they have in Hurag, because an EMP Nanoblade should 100% win you the fight.
It's got to be tough for Hurag coming into the situation, though, because the team's already won. They're kind of horsing around, and he's like, but I want to win. I want to win. And, well, Haxal's going to go ahead and help him out with that. Nice reflect. There we go. 2 kills out of it. Looking for a third as well. And there we go. They finally managed to crack the defense. Vancouver Titans plowing through.
I mean, I suppose it's akin to garbage time in basketball in the NFL, but, you know, if you're a backup player, you got to make the most of your opportunities out there. You don't know if you're going to be scouted or traded to another team or something like that, or, you know, you never know when you're going to have to play for injury or illness as well, so you have to make the most of it. And, you know, the Vancouver Titans may be playing a different composition, but I don't think they're completely not taking it seriously, otherwise they wouldn't even bother to push the payload.
Fair point, Hex. Fair point. Now do we... No. It's looking like we still have the Genji in play here. Haxal refusing to change off of it. I'm fine with that. He's got the verticality here to challenge on the high ground.
Well, essentially what you have is 2 ultimate bots, for the most part. Hurag's going to get EMP, and Genji's going to get Blade, and those things work very well together.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Stunned and deleted.
Missed his dash. Hit the door frame there.
Dallas stabilizes. EMP is about to come up, and so is Blade, though. So that should be the combination we see next. If they want to sow discourse in the back line, they could also just launch in the self-destruct as well, and while they scramble, you EMP and clean it up. It's just interesting to still see the Mercy on this. I guess it's for Bumper.
Why are there those gears there, but then they have linked chains? I don't get it. Well, Haxal there. He hacks off one, looking for a second. Could be able to find it. I don't know. Maybe we'll see it again here when they respawn. But, I mean, it's like details like that Blizzard don't really usually screw up. But, you know, I gotta say. Bit weird.
Yeah. EMP, Blade, as simple as it gets. They clean it up. Bumper has moved over to the Hammond, which makes a lot more sense with this composition. You're going to run all over the place. Wait. Let's see if Dallas wants to stabilize here. AKM has moved back over to the Sombra. What, have you noticed any other architecture anomalies?
There's a big flammable sign on one of those. So I guess these guys are all shooting bullets around a high-octane tank.
Well, as long as it's not inflammable.
There we go. I mean, ideal situation. Oh, Haxal's nearly got a Blade online again. He just used one.
He's been playing really well, just pumping in damage against this composition. And, you know, it also helps when no one looks at you.
Oh, they got to look at you now, Hex. Here you go! Looking for more as well! No way does he survive this. Get out of here, closer! He's got to get it done the old-fashioned way, but still, made him work for it.
He just went after the Brigitte first. It's really the only threat. Lucio's can be very good at disrupting the Genji, because once you miss that reset and you get launched away, you are kind of just a guy running around with a wet pool noodle, a la Brenji.
Brenji knows all about it.
Now Vancouver, you know, despite the unorthodox composition, is still pushing their way through Junkertown. See if Dallas can find something to hang their hat on here. They are going to have an EMP available. EMP up for Vancouver as well.
Yeah, exactly. Both of them have got it online now. Oh, there's one. We could have the counter here. Oh, nope. Hold on to it.
Just hanging.
Yep. I wondered if it had been like split second, same time, same exact time. That would have been pretty cool.
Gianna goes down. Seems like Vancouver will take a bit of a respite to regroup here. 2 minutes remain for them to try to finish out here and go 4-0. You know, you got to think like Vancouver wants to go 4-0 because they have to know the other teams hanging with them are stopping everybody else, right? It's got to be a sense of pride there to not be giving up maps to teams that you feel you're superior than.
Especially when it seems like those teams, I mean, the only way to close the gap is to 4-0. If you start making the job easier for them, I don't know, man. Well, Hurag, that was an EMP. No, gets D-Max in the mix. Haxal still, he gets boosted up, and now he's looking for the Blade. Could get the follow-up. Not even going to need it.
Yeah, they've just been feeding him nanos all game, and it's been rather easy for him. Slam and Haxal both get anti, but not going to matter. Yanu cleans up behind it. Cart continues to push. 90 seconds remains. And we have time for another blade, another self-destruct. It's been pretty one-sided. Vancouver leads 22-12 as far as final eliminations go.
Yeah, they are running the damage dealers, I suppose. Expect to see a little bit more flash, a little bit more thunder. Hey, well, there you go. The blade is out. Snickety snick, and nobody seems to want to die. There we go. Caught from it, but it's only a 1-for-1 trade on the blade. A little unfortunate there for Huxall, not quite getting the value out of it that he was looking for.
Huge EMP gets almost everybody on the Titans, and OG is going to be able to clean this one up at some point in time. Makes Twilight feel wanted as he gets in there. Last push here for the Titans to try to close out Junkertown. Bumper's going to switch on to a Reinhardt. They will have another nano. The question is, who do you nano here? Huxall's too far away. You can EMP. I mean, you might just feed Huxall still anyway. Maybe nano Bumper, though. Just for old time's sake.
Yeah, nano Bumper. I mean, Huxall right now is on a mission.
They just collapse, too.
So that's got to be careful, but now Twilight's going to get punched into the wall.
Guess you nano no one as OG demonstrates his primal rage mechanics again.
Yeah, that was perfect. Caught him in a box. Nowhere to go. Now OG looking good. Going to find that kill on Janu. 5 seconds left on the clock. There is only Hureg, but no, Hureg gets caught out by Zachary, and that will be the end of the push for the Vancouver Titans. Hureg not able to touch the point and contest, or at least keep it going into overtime for his team. So 2 points picked up for the Titans. Not a terrible result.
It's completely fine. We will not have a draw. We will not have a second half of Junkertown. Dallas tries to put a map on the board and stay. Now it's about staying with that map differential, staying equal with teams around where your skill level is right now. Vancouver seem to be miles above nearly everybody in the league. But Dallas needs to stay ahead of the likes of Seoul and the Los Angeles Gladiators. Those are the teams you're competing for those stage playoff spots. So you have to take each map seriously. Vancouver does not necessarily, because they're really on a run to go undefeated this stage as well. You know, all the top teams don't clash against each other, so we could have 3-4 undefeated teams by the end of stage 2. And then you're just on the outside looking in of who are the teams that are going to be able to vie for those last couple of spots for stage playoffs.
We're very clearly in a situation now where it's like you have the 3 elite and then you have the battle best of the rest. So
yeah,
that's what you're fighting for right now. And then obviously it doesn't mean that you aren't able to get up into the elite. But
yeah. I mean,
there is a separation.
So maybe the Gladiators were the closest, but they played well today. It wasn't as clean and perfect as I would have liked to see it. And it's also that they're running different styles, which are throwing teams off. And like our top 3 are just smashing faces with like the meta.
Yeah,
they're just running 3-3 better than everybody else.
This is where I would make an argument that things are going to get interesting for the Shock if the meta happens to change, because then you still got the likes of Sinatrix that are like crazy DPS players on there that could just adapt with the meta.
Yeah.
Ooh, clever. I like it.
New York happens to have Pine and Sabiobi hanging around. Flower still exists as well.
Pine still exists?
Yeah.
The Big Daddy? Oh, Bumper. Oh, Bumper, he's caught off. Bit of an awkward spot for him, but somehow he survives. Zachary tried to change the angle up on him, but it wasn't quite there.
It's such a cool strat, the Symmetra and Bastion just moving around. Finding all the different angles. You kind of have to play for ultimates in this situation.
Yeah, Hureg right now is just wishing he could bubble up somebody because it's so hard to do any damage when you have no energy as Zarya. Very low impact. And now we're going to get Zachary on the tank mode as the payload starts to make some progress. Zachary finally removes Bumper from the mix. And does he just set up shop on the payload at this point? Gotta be careful.
Yeah, I mean, they're getting push.
They're getting some real push. Oh yeah, there we go. Finally, this is where he wants to be.
Let's drop the amplification matrix in front of Zach. The noise it makes is just awe-inspiring.
They're gonna get Zachary isn't in it though. That's gonna get awkward. Zachary out of position. Isn't able to take advantage of it, and the Titans look like they're going to stabilize here.
Yeah, the immortality field went up, but no one's there. Closer trying to get this back cap.
Oh, buddy, that was so close.
Ambitious, to say the least.
0.71 meters. He was so close.
Yet so far.
That's like 2 feet, by the way.
I mean, look, he tried so hard. He got so far.
Man, the plays.
In the end, Dallas has to reset. Where'd you think?
And now we're back into the.
Where'd you think that?
Yeah. Now we're back into the 3-3. Back into the goats. And Vancouver Titans, same thing. But Vancouver Titans, they will have the ults online here for this next fight. 2 minutes on the clock here for the Dallas Fuel. Hureg, point blank, fully charged, ready to bring the pain, ready to bring the hurt. He's got the grab, throws it in, and there we go. It's going to start off the party, and everybody's going to die on the side of the Dallas Fuel.
Well, Note goes down, but now there's a shatter follows up. Unko will fall, and now the remainder of the Fuel are lit aflame. Must retreat or die. Zach takes death, as does AKM.
Oh, turns out this was a Viking burial hex.
90 seconds left for the Dallas Fuel. And I mean, that's the issue when you're running the bashing Symmetra comp, is once it fails on here, you're behind. Because you're not going to be able to reset up once the payload is this far along the map. And now you're behind on ultimates, and that's why you lose that first fight. With only a minute remaining, they might rally in. AKM will have Graviton Surge during this fight if they use the rally to keep them alive.
Oh, rally used by Axel. Oh, what a play. Axel catches AKM out completely. OG gone as well. We're down to 55 seconds on the clock now for the Fuel. No ults used on their side, though, so that was wise. But still, Twilight has got the trance, and that is going to cancel out that grab if they decide to go for it.
Now, Bumper's got a shatter. OG has a shatter. I think you just put those two out in open fields and have a 10 paces walk away shatter duel.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think that's a great idea. I'm a big fan of the duels. You should be able to taunt somebody in game and just get them to duel you at any point. You know, Legion Commander, let's go. All right, AKM is in. No energy, but still with the grab. Trying to see if he can get Janu to just use the D-Matrix, but hey, there we go. It's going to be Hureg throwing down the D-Matrix, or throwing down the grab first. Trance used on Twilight's side. Looking for the kills to come through, and now it's AKM's turn, but there's the sound barrier. Still going to be too much damage for Huxall to handle, and Closer with the sound barrier is going to give his team a fighting chance. Bumper gone,
down.
And Dallas Fuel will pull it off in overtime.
They will get to the checkpoint, extend their clock 2.5 minutes as Dallas try to salvage something from this lost series against Vancouver. Again, you also want to head home on a good note, too. They do have another match coming up this week. No, I get it. They have another match coming up this week. That will be on Saturday when they face off against Seoul. That could be a good one. Then they get their homestand. Go in front of the adoring fans. Sold out already. They get a couple matches out there in Dallas. Like to be heading into that one with some positive momentum, and that momentum can start right here.
Having the home crowd cheering for you, though, that's really going to make a difference. That's a feeling like no other.
But even in Los Angeles, they get a lot of good fans out here. The Dallas fans travel well.
Janu, though, is going to facilitate that travel for Zachary, but gets traded with Twilight. So 1-for-1 so far in this fight. OG doing a good job of staying alive so far. But they aren't making any progress on the payload in the meantime, and that's what's frustrating.
Yeah, they will momentarily. OG and Unko are having nice individual performances in this fight. It is just Huxall nearing the cart now. Will be dispatched.
That's a nice play from Closer.
Yeah.
The boot.
Yeah.
And I just booped him up.
Yeah,
No.
I think Closer's been a good addition to this team, but I would like to see a little more consistently in some of his decision-making. Some of the Blizzard World moves he made were questionable from the outside point of view.
60 seconds.
No. We're down to a minute on the clock, and this is it. Vancouver Titans, what do they got to work with? They've got Hureg, who could start the party here if he finds the opening. Let's see. Note is going to be hunting for that grab. And sure enough, it's used. Grab on the wall. Dallas Fuel still surviving, though. Janu, though, not going to be the same for him, and Bumper either. Dallas Fuel really doing a good job here following up on these ults.
Mess of a light show does end up going in Dallas's favor. And actually, the economics of it rather well for Dallas, too. They come out of the other side of that having used ults with still 50% and above on it. That's how you steamroll a fight right there. Little shy 2 minutes. Big box on the ground is where Dallas needs to go to take a map off of Vancouver, which would prove my editorial prediction right, which at this point is all I care about. I said Dallas would take a map. That's it. I'm sticking to it.
I mean, hey, you would be a prophet in that case, and I'll follow you. What are the winning lottery tickets today, Hex?
Not buying one.
OG, though. He's going to try and make it happen here. Bubble on him, looking for the opening. Huxall not going to worry about that self-destruct. That was just chucked out in the middle of nowhere. AKM, though, goes down, and he had the grab about to come online. That's going to make things a little bit rough here for the Dallas Fuel.
Now you just bail. Or you double down and invest both Barrier and Shatter. All the members of Vancouver still alive, though. Twilight can throw down this Transcendence if he feels the need. But I think he's smarter than that. I think he knows that ACAM should have Grav.
Yes.
And that they're going to win this fight without it. So Twilight going to hold on to this. Hurag might just lock him in this door up here. 45 seconds remain.
We're even. The thing is that Titans have the self-destruct. Note, used the self-destruct in that last fight.
Yeah.
And so there is a wombo combo possible for the Titans. Whereas for the Dallas Fuel, you'll get the Grav, you'll get the trance out, but then where's your killing blow?
No, it is doing a ridiculous amount of damage, though. He might be able to get to a self-destruct here. Early Grav incoming from Dallas.
Grab on Grav, self-destruct in. Let's see, does it work? Janu, no kills coming through. Unko with the trance keeps his team up, but we do lose Note. Note gets demec'd. Zachary with the rally, though, is able to heal himself back up again, and now it's going to be Bumper with the shatter, and Bumper removes Unko. 7 seconds on the clock. This is not a fight you can afford to lose if you're the Dallas Fuel.
Well, unfortunately, they are going to lose it here as they do segregate AKM in the back line. Now it's Zach trying to get in. Only 2 alive. Closers trying to wrap around. Not going to happen. And Bumper all smiles as the Vancouver Titans complete the 4-0. A little bit of stylish flair there at the end on Junkertown.
Yes, and really showing how much work is left to do here for the Fuel to close the gap to the top 3 teams in the league right now. The New York Excel, the San Francisco Shock, and the Vancouver Titans are just dominant at this point in time. Dallas Fuel, though, still a team to be feared.
They're still building. They're still getting better. I thought that they were coming into this match. We're playing some of the best Overwatch I've seen the Dallas Fuel play, but it is just that the Titans are just that good right now. Note had his bright spots. I thought early OG had his bright spots.
Yes.
Unko was able to carry a couple fights. It's really about just putting all of those pieces together consistently and not making some small mistakes that could elevate Dallas in these standings.
Well, let's take a look. Stage 2 standings now. As it goes, Excelsior, we have so many teams that are just lossless. Nothing but wins. Spitfires played a few less, obviously. You know, you've got teams like Excelsior and Gladiators who have played 5, but
and
parity right now at the top is very interesting.
Well, like I said, the next thing up for Dallas is the Dynasty, who are so far 0-2, so that's got to be winnable. And then you go on the road, but it's home for you. So Dallas, you know, sitting at 7 there with the Uprising. You know, I think these standings are straight up just pretty accurate right now. This is how the teams fall. Stage 2 has really kind of opened some eyes on which teams are maybe not as good as the record indicates. But someone who is as good as the record indicates. Xiaomin Su only had to play 3 maps and is our player of the match, presented by Omen by HP. Yeah, went 3-0. Took a map off. Still the player of the match.
You're so good. You don't even need to play the 4th. You're like, here, Hurag, you go ahead. Take care of it for me for a little bit. I need to kick these dogs up and these puppies. They're barking. It's been a long day.
I mean, it's just this synergy that he's got with Bumper. That shield's never up when Bumper has the allied Zarya bubble on him. And they just know how to work around it together. He hit some really nice grabs. The average energy there, just a rock solid, all around, very good Zarya game. You know, Bumper gets a lot of credit, but Bumper can't play like Bumper without a Zarya level Xiaominsu.
Who will back him up. Well, it's always a tough call at the end because there is so much talent on the Titans. But yeah, so, I mean, it's your Zarya. It's the linchpin to your entire comp, to the meta right now. And to have one like Xiaominsu, like Sinatra, that's what's possible. You just destroy teams. So, we're done with the matches for the day, but don't go anywhere because coming up next, it's going to be the Watch Point post-show, and Hex is going to be on it. So you definitely don't want to miss it. We'll see you there.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by Toyota, official North American